Greetings to everyone. This is an introduction to my channel. I'm just going to tell you that I work with two guides, White Cloud on the left and D'Artagnan on the right. They're both guides that come with me, work with me all the time. So if you're interested in my channel and all those things, just remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Hello everyone. I'm just going to talk about the universal laws today. We'll start with the first one. That's the universal law of allowing acceptance. The universal law of allowing means dropping all judgments and all emotional attachments to what others are, have, or do. This is quite different from being tolerant. Tolerant is not liking what someone is or does and holding emotion-laden negative thoughts about them, but letting them to be or do it anyway. Practicing the universal law of allowing requires granting to others the same rights you ask for yourself. The right to be and to have and to do whatever you choose. Remember, I am that I am, and you are that which you are. I accept, honour and respect who you are. I honour and allow and support and respect the right to be who you are, do as you do, and have whatever you have. I honour the right to live your life. You honour the right to live your life as you choose. I honour that same right to me and call for you to do likewise. You honour the golden rule, do unto others as they would be done unto you. As long as you avoid violating others and violating the rights of others or destroying our collective environment, I will honour your right to be, to have, express whatever you choose. One of the 10 Commandments is love thy neighbour and love yourself. This concept is vitally important for a reincarnation belief system is correct. You and all are one and the same thing. Practice this law through patience and through peace, and know that that is one of the collective forms of unity and will bring about the peace of this planet. Before you judge another woman, a man, you need to walk a mile in his shoes. Your energy supports the oneness. Be true to yourself, true to your beliefs, and dare to share that opinion with everyone. Unconditional love for others. Allow each person to be themselves. Practice unconditional love. For our future, every moment is important. The thought and the reality is one. That brings me to the law of thought. The thought is reality. That what we think to be true, we can bring about. This is a planet of creation. This planet enables us through the positive and negative energies to enable us to think for ourselves, but also must move into a higher vibration for the good of all. That brings us to the law of the divine oneness. The divine oneness is about the collective. It is our connection with the silver cord to our beings in the oneness that connects to our many lifetimes we've had on this earth. The law of vibration. The universal law states that everything in the universe moves, vibrates, and travels in circular patterns. The same principles of vibration and in the physical world applies to your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, and the will of the etheric world. Each sound, thing, and even thought has its own vibrational frequency, unique to itself. So remember, our thoughts also send out a vibration to others. Remember this carefully. What you think, you will manifest. The law of gratitude. It is important that you are grateful for what you have, and grateful for what you can achieve, and grateful to others who have supported you on your journey. The law of correspondence. And be wary. The new state of this life in the 2024 is a lot about social media. So be careful in your law of correspondence to remain true to yourself and true to the beliefs that belong to the oneness. So be very careful how you produce those, because it will affect people, not only people that you talk to, but people on the media. This has created such a negative force that it is important that you go within every time you decide to say something on social media, because it does affect others. That brings us to the law of cause and effect. It is karma. If you put out negative energies, you will, in the circle of that we talked about, the vibration, that vibration negativity that we bring out, that we send out, will come back to us. As in the law of karma, yes, that comes back, and if not careful, will come back and bite you in the bum. So it's important that we realize every cause, every action that we take does have an effect. And on a global and spiritual effect, it does come back to us. The law of compensation is to do with compensating or wanting to compensate oneself for others. It is the law is the law of cause and effect applied to blessings and abundance that are provided for us. The visible effects of our deeds are given to us in gifts, money, inheritance, and friendships. So if we are good in our being, we will, in the law of karma, eventually those things, good things, will come back to us. Okay, we will talk about the law of attraction. If you are positive in your thinking, then you will attract those of like mind that are in your vibration. However, if you attract negative, you will bring about people in negative energies. How we create the things, the events and people that come in our lives, our thoughts, our feelings, our words and actions produce energies, which in turn attracts like energies. Negative energies attract negative energies, and positive energies attract positive energies. So it's important that you understand that law so that you know, as a physical being, from your spiritual home, that it is required that you think carefully about the cause and effect. the law of perpetual transmutual energies, which is the law that has been written to give them power to change the conditions of their lives. Higher vibrations consume and transform lower ones. Thus, each of one can change the energy in our lives by understanding the universal laws and applying the practices in such a way to affect change. So you do not have to be in negative energy. It is ever flowing and ever changing. Embraces all manifestations, the love aspect. It governs the soul aspect. And it is fundamentally the law describes the compelling force of attraction that holds our solar system to the Sirian planets and to the Palladian planets. It holds our planets revolving around our central unit, the Sun. It holds the lesser systems of atomic and molecular matter circulating around the centre of the planet, and that the most subtle bodies coordinate around this microcosmic centre. It is the primary law of man. The law of synthesis is beginning to be felt. So that is the law of attraction, and the transmutual energies is transmuting those energies from negative into positive. So we're talking about the law of action as well, so your action, your thoughts, and we're talking about the law of vibration, so your vibration, and your law of relativity is relative to you and your family and everyone else. So it is important to actually do this. The law of rhythm, the law of polarity. The universal law states that everything is on a continuum and has an opposite. We can suppress and transform undesirable thoughts by concentrating on the opposite pole. This is the law of mental vibrations. So then, and then in the rhythm, everything vibrates and moves in certain rhythms. These rhythms establish seasons, cycles, stages of development and patterns. Each cycle reflects regularity in the universe. Masters know how to rise above the negative parts of the cycle by never getting too excited or allow negative things to penetrate their consciousness. They talk about, when you're really high in your emotions and really low in your emotions, learning to balance those emotions. And that is the balance between positive and negative. And if you can remain in that balance and be calm, that is also cause that we would call as having a maturity, a spiritual maturity. The law of gender also applies to us man and woman and our different things that we can do as we are manifested in everything. The masculine and the feminine law is ever to work on the planes of causation. Gender manifests at all three planes of causation, which is a great spiritual plane and a great mental plane, and then the great physical plane. The law has always been the same on all planes, but on higher planes it takes higher forms of manifestation. So it's the law that works in directions of generation, regeneration, and creation. All life forms contain the two elements of gender, masculine and feminine. On a great physical level, the sex of all species are manifested as male and female and the role they play in sexual reproduction. On a great mental level, gender manifests as masculine and female energies that exist within each and every person. Every male has a female element, and every female has a male element. On the great spiritual plane, gender manifests as mother-father principle of the infinite omnipresent universe, great spirit, in whose mind the universe is conceived and firmly held. It is written, we all live, move, and have our being within the universe. When balance and learning reaches a critical mass, the personality achieved the merger with the universe and sees self as neither male or female, but blended as one self. And we're talking about as we are moving into the fifth dimension where we can be male and female within ourselves. And that brings me to the topic of going beyond. And that's why these days we have so many that have embraced, that is the born male, have embraced their female side to the point of being female and wanting to be physically female. The same for female. But this is all the progression of when we will eventually be all in one, and we will not need to co-create. So in that effect means that we're moving from the third, which is creational and opposites of positive and negative, to the fifth dimension where we can be whole within ourselves and will not need to co-create. So this is why we are in such a turmoil at the moment. It is like the pendulum swings when it first comes into being, and we are moving in our vibration from the third to the fifth. We are now, the pendulum is swinging to bring the balance again. So there are many, really, as our spiritual being that is complete and embracing the balance of the female and the male. And this is something that will be attained over the course of the next 30 years. I'd like to tell you that these are just some of the universal laws, and there are many more. And if you'd like to, then have a look on Google and see if you can find your own interpretation of the universal laws. Thank you very much for your time, and please like and subscribe if you wish to. Thank you very much for your time.